Hey guys, so today I'm continuing and doing a second part of my Save or Splurge series. So if you guys are not familiar with the series, basically it's where I go through each different type of makeup product and I tell you whether or not I think you should save on that item or splurge and buy something high-end of that particular item. And as always, when I go through this, it'll start to make a little bit more sense. It's kind of hard for me to describe. But today we're doing eyes, and so let's just get on it. This thing is an eyeshadow primer. I think an eyeshadow primer is really essential whether or not you have oily skin, dry skin, whatever. I also think it's essential whether you wear light eye makeup or if you wear really heavy eye makeup. And that's just because it's not only going to increase the longevity of shadows, but it's also going to increase the vibrancy and the brightness and the overall pigmentation. And you're going to notice too that when you use an eyeshadow primer, everything just blends so much better and it really makes eyeshadow application that much easier. And personally, I think when it comes to eyeshadow primer, whether you should save or splurge depends on whether your eyelids are really oily or whether they aren't too bad. See, my eyelids are quite oily and I have problems with a lot of eyeshadow primers creasing on me. I have problems with even like long wearing cream eyeshadows creasing on me. And so personally for me, it's important that I buy a high-end one. The one that I am using right now is the Cargo HD Picture Perfect, but my all-time favorite one, as you guys know, is the NARS Smudgeproof eyeshadow base. And obviously the NARS one isn't really that cheap, but it works such wonders for keeping my eyeshadows in place, for making them so long wearing, and for making the overall blendability, as I previously mentioned, and just the brightness and the pigmentation of my eyeshadows so much better. I've tried different eyeshadow primers from the drugstore, and for me personally, they just don't work. They either crease on me or just find that I don't get the type of effect that I look for in an eyeshadow primer. But I think that if your eyes aren't that oily, if you don't have problems with eyeshadows creasing on you, a drugstore primer will work just as well. I know that the Milani one I've heard is really good. Rimmel has one that a lot of people seem to like. For me, however, those just don't seem to do the job. There's just something about the high-end ones that just work so much better for my extremely oily eyelids. So like I said, I think it depends, and kind of go off that recommendation to see whether or not you should save your money or whether you should purchase something a little bit more high-end. Alright, now moving on to eyeshadows. I know this may be a big question for a lot of people, and I think honestly with eyeshadows it is so tricky to say whether or not you should save your money or spend your money, because there are really good eyeshadows at a good price point. I just find that drugstore shadows, they can be either very hit or very miss. There's like really few in between, and with an eyeshadow you want it to be amazing. You want the pigmentation to be there, you want it to be smooth and creamy and buttery and blendable, you want it to be long wearing, and if one of those factors is missing, it's going to make a big difference in the overall application of your shadow and just the look that you end up achieving. And so for me personally, out of all that I've tried, I do prefer my high-end shadows over my drugstore shadows. That being said, there are some drugstore eyeshadows that I absolutely love. For example, the L'Oreal Infallible shadows I think are great. I have a few different Maybelline quads that I really like. I also think that some of the Wet n Wild shadows are really good. But for high-end, I really like some Cargo eyeshadows. This here is the Vintage Escape palette. Love this stuff. I also think the BareMinerals Ready shadows, which are the BareMinerals pressed shadows, are great. Let me show you guys this palette because it's beautiful. This palette here is called the Star Treatment. These are just buttery, smooth, pigmented, awesome eyeshadows. I personally have not tried any Makeup Geek eyeshadows, and I know a lot of you may have those come to mind when you think of great eyeshadows at a very affordable price point. I just haven't jumped on the bandwagon. I promise I will do so soon. It just seems like whenever I go into her website, everything is like sold out that I want, and I don't really want to place an order unless I can get like every single item that I've been, you know, kind of looking at, which I know may sound kind of ridiculous, but that's just sort of how we think about it. But like I said, based off the swatches and just the reviews and everything I've seen, they seem to be absolutely incredible eyeshadows. But if you don't want to go the Makeup Geek route and you're kind of looking at the drugstore, L'Oreal Infallible is probably my favorite, the little kind of round singles. But I think that you're more safe going the high-end route because there aren't very many high-end brands that produce poor quality eyeshadows. Alright, let's talk about eyeliners. With eyeliners, definitely save your money. There are so many great eyeliners at the drugstore, and really I can't tell the difference between a lot of them. I think that the high-end selection offers much better colors. I really like the Urban Decay 24/7 liners for their amazing colors, really bright, vivid shades that are fun. However, there are some eyeliners from the drugstore that do have those pops of color, but if you're looking for just your basic black, brown, gray, whatever, definitely don't waste your money on anything high-end. I mean, every single brand nowadays Silentiloveyous has an awesome eyeliner. For liquid liner, I love the Physicians Formula eyeliner pen. You guys know my favorite retractable, kind of like to put in your waterline pencil of all time, is the Jane water resistant eyeliner. I have tried so many eyeliners in my life. Like, I am a eyeliner hoarder. As soon as I run out of one, I, immediately run to go try something new. And I haven't done that ever since I discovered this, because this is just so good and there's really no reason for me to replace it. This just twist up. It just is so black, so creamy, so long wearing, and so pigmented. It's just a wonderful liner. I also really like these Jane liquid liners. They have really, really fun colors. And even in this little retractable form, chartreuse green and like this really, really bright magenta color. So you can find cool colors at the drugstore. It's a little bit more difficult, but by far my favorite eyeliners that I've tried have been, like I said, this Physicians Formula one if you kind of want that liquid eyeliner pen style, and then just the Jane eyeliners in general, because they are all so amazing and I cannot recommend them more. Definitely for eyeliner, save your money. Similarly, for mascara, I definitely think you should save your money because there are so many amazing drugstore mascaras, which is kind of ironic because personally in my own mascara collection right now, I only have one drugstore mascara and I don't love it. Okay, but let me explain. So, as you guys know, I used to work at Ulta, and I received different gratis from different brands, and for some reason, all of this gratis contained some type of a mascara. So I have like the one from Mally, I have the Benefit They're Real. I right now also have one from Cargo. I have some different high-end mascaras. Just in my entire makeup existence, from what I've discovered, the drugstore mascaras work exactly the same. And right now, the one that I am using is the Almay Get Up and Grow as far as drugstore is concerned. It's okay. I mentioned this in my September Awesomes and Awfuls. I'm kind of in the middle with this because it smudges just about everywhere and it's not long wearing at all, but I really do like the effect it gives my eyelashes. But if you're wanting to know a really great recommendation, I love the Neutrogena Healthy Lengths, love the CoverGirl Clump Crusher. The L'Oreal Voluminous is a staple and I don't think you can go wrong with it. I especially like the L'Oreal Voluminous Full Definition version of that mascara. There are just so many great drugstore mascaras, and I really think that you should save your money. Don't buy anything high-end because a mascara is a mascara. And I know when you're talking about high-end mascaras, they are so freaking expensive. And I don't even understand why they're that expensive, because when you look at drugstore prices, I mean, a mascara is just about one of the cheapest things you can buy next to like a lipstick or a lip gloss. Don't buy a $30 mascara. That's kind of ridiculous because, like I said, I think a mascara is a mascara. If you can find a formulation in a wand type that you like, go with that and run and head to your drugstore and pick up something, because it is not worth spending $30 on a mascara, trust me. Alright, so let's wrap this little section up with some eyebrows. Now, I think with eyebrows, definitely spend a little bit more money. Go high-end and splurge a little bit with this because the Anastasia products are just incredible and I don't think that they can be beaten. And I know that this probably sounds really repetitive. Everybody talks about Anastasia products, but she really is the queen of eyebrows. She knows what she's doing. I love that her brand is really just dedicated to eyebrows. She's kind of wavering off a little bit and doing eyeshadows and contour palettes and all this stuff. But she started her foundation with eyebrows, which is really unique because no other company has done that. And you can tell that that's what her heart and what her soul is just invested in. You guys know the brow pomade is my ride or die. I cannot live without this stuff, and I've had this stuff for so freaking long, and I'm not even close to being like halfway through this, and I use it literally every single day because there is not a day that I don't put my eyebrows on unless I'm just like sitting around the house, which doesn't happen very often because I'm a very kind of like busy errand kind of running person, and I just can't imagine now a world without this because this stuff is just so amazing. I've tried different brow products from the drugstore. It's kind of been one of those things where I've tried to see if I could save my money, and I haven't been impressed with anything, to be honest. Everything that I found is either the color is wrong, or if it's like a pencil, it's really hard and it doesn't give enough pigmentation, or just the overall style of the product I don't like. But with Anastasia products, I've just never been disappointed. Brow pomade is amazing. I also really love her brow powder duos. As you guys can see, I've used this guy to death. Her brow gels too, by the way, absolutely incredible. Keep your brows in place all freaking day, and I really like how her tinted ones come in a very wide range of colors. This one here is the auburn one, which is why it looks really red, and I love this to be able to set my eyebrows with because it adds just that perfect amount of warmth into such, cool toned brow products. But my eyebrows don't look red, but yet they kind of complement some of the purpley and reddy tones I have going in through my hair. So absolutely love her products. I'll continue to buy her products for I feel like as long as I live because I just can't be without her eyebrow products. So definitely splurge and definitely go Anastasia when it comes to your brows. So that is it for this little installment. I will be doing lips and cheeks. I might kind of mix that one together because otherwise I feel like they're going to be really, really short, like little 5-minute videos because there's only so many lip products and like so many cheek products in the world that you can talk about. So anyway, I will see you guys for that next installment. Thank you so much for watching and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.